Hi, I'm Faraz Khan from MyTrack Recruitment, and welcome to Season 3 of the Low Code podcast. Low code is the future of software development, but what is low code without its developers? So this season, I will be speaking to all levels of developers across the globe who have taken the career choice of working with low code platforms. With this podcast, our aim is to help grow the low code developer community by inspiring others to follow the same path as our guests. There is a severe shortage of resources in this area, and we are looking to help bridge that gap by raising interest and awareness amongst developers to look at this exciting technology. So let's get started. Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Low Code podcast. Today my guest is Salman Ansari. Hello Salman, how are you?
Hi, Firoz. How are you? I'm good.
I'm good, thank
What
you.
about you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. So just to kind of say who you are, you're an associate architect and OutSystems MVP from India, working for Netlink. Thank you for taking the time to speak to. We've been talking for a while, so we finally put a date in the calendar.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, some time back we talked, but due to some busy schedule and all, you
Yeah,
are
of
also
course.
there. So,
Yeah, of course, of
yeah,
course,
but
of course.
finally, the day
Finally, we're
came.
here. Yeah. So, no, appreciate it. We like to start with obviously asking our guests to, give an introduction to yourself. I've given a mini one, but obviously you know yourself best. So if you
Yeah,
can give
yeah.
us a bit of an introduction.
Yeah, you already done it. Yeah, but myself, Salman Ansari, I'm associate architect. I'm an OutSystem MVP, and I'm having more than 50 plus Forge component on community, and I love OutSystem community very much. That's the inspiration for me. And if you know my some background, I did my MCA in 2010, and then I started my career from .NET Core, and then worked on some CMS. If you heard about Sitecore CMS,
Mm-hmm.
Umbraco CMS. So in at least 2012 and 13, something around, I worked on that. And then due to some family issues, I need to come back my hometown here in Bhopal.
Mm-hmm.
So then I heard first time about low code and out system.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the first moment I know something low code. Oh,
Yeah.
what is this? Because I usually write some C sharp coding,
Mm.
some loop we need to define, right? So we need to write something. And when I saw this OutSystem service studio and see, oh, what is this? Just you can drag and drop, and your
Yeah,
logic
yeah,
is
yeah.
already built up. So awesome. Means it looks me interesting because I came from the core side, right?
Mm.
There I need to write everything.
Yeah.
I need to put the syntax error and all. So that is when I saw first time. So it looks me very interesting. So I said, "Oh, awesome!" And we have lots of feature in our system. Definitely, we'll talk in later.
Yeah.
So there are so many things we have that will more inspiration for everyone. I can say any of the developer
Mm.
because the people those are working code side, PHP, maybe Java, maybe from .NET, they have to write everything from their own. But
Yeah.
there is a big difference in our system. Our system have very vast. First of all, we can say the area. There is nothing to be left. Means
Yeah.
in software development,
Yeah.
if you wanted to do the integration from the third party, you can do it very easily. And you want to see the monitoring, real time monitoring your errors, your logs and all. So we have very good things in service center side here in platform. So it will give the more flexibility for I will say for the developer, it will give the great flexibility to develop a application rapidly. So that
Mm.
is
Mm. Mm.
more interesting. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And in 2012, when you returned to your hometown, how did it how did you hear about it?
I'm just actually checking here in hometown
Mm.
opportunity
Yeah.
because due to some family issues I came back. So
Mm.
I'm searching. Then I heard name Netlink and low
Mm.
code out
Yeah,
system.
yeah, yeah.
I think Netlink is the very early stage. They started working in out system in India.
Hmm.
So then I heard, and then I just start my recruitment process and all.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Then I come to
And
know
Netlink is from your hometown, aren't they?
exactly
Okay.
Bhopal.
So
Yeah,
that
Bhopal.
worked out well for you then.
Exactly.
Yeah. And when you heard about it, obviously it was during the recruitment process you heard about it. What kind of because obviously back then 2012
2015 actually, that
oh
is
2015, okay,
15, 15.
2015, so even 2015 to now it's a big difference in OutSystems
Exactly.
and its exposure. um what was like, did they already have quite an established team there, or did you kind of know anyone else who was doing low code or OutSystems that you could kind of refer to?
Yeah, actually, when I started, so it looks me very difficult in starting of 5 to 10 days. I thought,
Yeah,
oh, where I came here, out
yeah,
system, there is nothing to write any code and
yeah.
some, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, so it looks very, very difficult for me starting for 1 days and 2 days. Then
Mm,
I'm having a good colleagues in
yeah.
NetLinks. They just suggested me, Salman, no, you have to put them
Mm,
your effort in this area, right? And you have a
yeah.
good video tutorial in OutSystem website itself. They are very useful actually. They
Mm,
are the filtered content we have.
yeah.
So thank you for OutSystem for that, because
Yeah.
due to those videos, I'm able to pick up OutSystem.
Mm,
And you can't believe, when I started in August 2015 my OutSystem training, after I think 3 or 4 days, I just launched my first component.
oh wow, wow,
Yeah.
really
So
fast.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I think after 2 or 3 days, I launched my first Forge component in August 2015, I guess.
Mm, mm.
So after that, when I checked on community, my component is downloaded by any of other developers also.
Yeah,
Then
yeah,
it's
yeah.
yeah, very means very very exciting thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, of course.
someone is using your component, and that is really helpful. But you
Mm.
create it for your own.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
are
yeah.
thinking,
Yeah,
you are
yeah.
thinking means it will resolve your issue only, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Your
yeah.
project's issue.
Yeah,
But someone also liking them and they are giving some good feedback. So
yeah.
that is really awesome. Then I started creating Forge component, and now if you see my profile, so I'm having more than 50 plus component
Wow,
on Forge.
wow. I guess that was a real confidence booster as well for you. For
Exactly.
you've obviously switched from .NET to OutSystems, and
Our
something like
system.
that kind of removes
Exactly.
any doubt that okay, yeah, I know what I'm doing, and
Exactly.
it's
Exactly. It
yeah,
is actually means adding values to the
yeah,
community.
yeah, yeah,
That is
yeah,
important. And when you think your small contribution is value, adding
mm,
value, so that is very means you can say give the boost up for your
yeah, yeah, yeah,
engine,
yeah,
and you
yeah,
can do more better and better.
yeah. And obviously, you being from India, obviously, the technology is all in India, right? Tech people
Exactly.
everywhere. And
Exactly.
why do you think OutSystems is kind of there's so many obviously developers in India with OutSystems, and if you compare it to other countries, some there's Portugal and then probably India and then maybe Netherlands. Why do you
Netherlands.
think it kind of really has spread in India?
Because we can say people are very excited about the new opportunity that we have in our system,
Mm,
because as I told you right in starting means, when you come from any core side means .NET PHP, you have to write your whole 100 lines of code, right?
yeah,
When
yeah,
you see
yeah,
this thing, everything is there. You can just drag and drop, and then no need to do anything. Definitely you have to think about your logic on that, but
mm,
it is very easy, right? So
mm,
that is the main thing, I think. And I would say the main advantage for growing out system, or means for having the good community, is the very vast community we have in our system. Each and everyone is supporting each other. That
mm,
is very, very important.
mm,
And obviously from our system end side, they are definitely increasing or evaluating their product day by day. They are taking feedback, that is very important. They are taking feedback from the people, those are expert in our system, and actually they are implementing those feedback. That is very, I would say, that is very helpful for develop a good product.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that is important, and they are considering each and every individual feedback. That is very, very important.
yeah. And I guess for you as a developer, it's quite rewarding that at least if you have a suggestion, it's being looked at.
Exactly, exactly. This is
Yeah,
what means. they are not like you are providing the feedback and they are just putting aside.
Yeah, yeah,
It is
yeah,
not like,
yeah.
it is not
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
So community and the product, our system people, they are listen your feedback. They are taking, they will consider your small input,
yeah.
and then they will analyze it. And
Mm,
then if that is a valid reason, then definitely they will implement it.
yeah, sure.
So that is
And
a big reason.
yeah, and speaking about, obviously you said, like, feedback and suggestions, you've been 7 years now, OutSystems, right?
Exactly.
So in the 7 years, obviously you've got overall a lot more experience. In the 7 years of OutSystems, with all these releases that they've done, what would you say are some of the real game changing things that you've thought at the time, you've thought, yes, this is going to take them to the next level and to where they are now?
Yeah, means one of them right now we have a project new,
Yes.
and yeah, yeah, I think you already heard about it.
Yep.
That is very exciting. Again, that is having some give some more power to the developer.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah,
like it. Yeah.
yeah.
So that is very awesome. And the thing AI things they are doing right now, when I
Mm,
read in community. So that is also a big and the game changer things. They already implement some AI feature when you are dragging something. So service studio will give you some suggestion which visit you need to use,
yeah,
right, based on the some AI feature. So that
yeah.
is means little bit means we can say the good feature, very awesome feature we have, and they are working on that. So that
Mm,
might be make sense in future also, and will optimize more our system as a product, and will be used worldwide more and more.
yeah, yeah. And I think, they're definitely trying to stay ahead of, competition.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. One more thing I would say means
Yeah.
from our system side, their recognition the people, they
Mm,
are appreciating the people. That is also make a different,
yeah.
because I know before our system community, I know Sitecore community because I
Mm,
worked around 1 year in Sitecore
yeah.
CLI.
Yeah.
So we have the similar kind of community there.
Mm,
So I just reading those community people means they are doing something, but here the difference that will make sense to the other community, to our system community,
yeah.
the recognition, the
Yeah. Yeah.
appreciation,
Mm,
the value they are giving to the people, those are associated with them.
yeah. Yeah.
That is important. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, speaking about community, obviously, how, you've been dealing with them for quite a while, and nearly everyone I speak to has, had
yeah.
such a good kind of journey with the community. How's your kind of journey been, and the support they've given you?
Yeah. So means uh, uh, obviously after my out system MVP
Mm,
recognition, we have a separate channel there
yes.
and talk about, right. But other than that, if you have any problem, you can just raise a question. There are lots of people are doing very well on
Mm,
daily basis. Actually,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I appreciate the big thing they are doing actually
Mm,
on daily basis. They are doing their work, but still they are putting effort to grow the community.
yeah.
So
Sure.
that is very important.
Yeah. And you mentioned your OutSystems MVP. So I know, obviously, there's certain things that people do to get recognized as an MVP. What was your kind of contribution?
Yeah. So
I'm
my
guessing your 50 components have something to do with it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Uh,
Okay.
yeah. Actually, before there is a small story. Before our
Yeah.
system MVP, our system launch, our system champion program. I think you heard about it, right?
Yep. Yep.
So I am the first batch in our system champion also
Champion.
before our.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
me and one more guy, those are now transition from our system champion to our
to
system
MVP.
MVP.
Okay. Good.
So
Good.
when I connected, when means I'm giving interview for the champion and the our system MVP, those they just said the one thing, Salman, you are the forge
Ah,
superstar.
nice. Nice. You should put that in your LinkedIn title.
Yeah. Good
You should
idea, good
definitely put that
idea,
in your LinkedIn title, I think.
good idea. Yeah.
That's
Makes sense.
good. So just going back to obviously starting a career in .NET, and you would have had colleagues, ex-colleagues, friends, in other, tech people know tech people, right? And
Exactly.
I'm assuming when you started with Netlink,
Mhm.
people probably thought OutSystems, what? Like
Yeah, yeah.
what's this guy
What
doing?
is that?
So
Exactly.
did you get um from back then to even now, do you get much people who still I call them the low code haters. So do you get much people who still kind of debate with you about low code?
Uh, Everyone in my circle after become MVP, they are saying, Salman, teach me out system, please.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Good.
There's a Salman share me some links and
Mm,
some tutorials. How can I start?
yeah.
And when you see the market nowadays, right, out
Yes.
system,
Yes.
people are not easy. You will find out for work, right?
Yes.
We
Yes.
have a new talent definitely, but sorry, we have a new talent definitely. But the thing is that they have a only specific area where they can start their career, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if someone is starting from out system, then they don't know the mechanism behind the out system, how
Sure.
it
Yeah.
will work, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So then there is something is missing. So means for the people those are coming directly in out system, they need to think deeper how out system
Yeah.
is doing things in backend. There is a
Mm-hmm.
.NET Slack, right? But
Yeah.
how we are doing publishing, how we are doing code deployment, what
Mm.
is going on. So they need to understand that. Then they will come up very better way in future
Yeah.
also,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
makes sense them to means when you talk any of the clients or any of the customer cross questions, right? They
Mm.
will ask because some customers, as you said, right, they don't know out system, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
they know that .NET, they know Java.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
they said, okay, out system is claiming zero downtime, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how is that? How is happened with out system? So you have to understand that, right?
Mm.
In
Mm.
out system. Otherwise, you can't convey that out system is claiming zero downtime deployment, and
Mm.
someone is asking. So you need to understand deeper how out system doing the things in backend.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Sure.
very important.
I guess that's why they have shorter boot camps for people who have a development background compared to people who come from a total different skill set. Take a bit more, not saying they can't get there, but takes a bit more time to understand compared to someone who may have done Java or .NET previously.
Exactly. Exactly. We
Yeah.
have a many programs that they are doing now. School
Mm,
levels also they are doing
mm,
some college levels things they are doing, and we have definitely have a user group. So
yeah.
many things is going on,
Yeah.
and definitely around, everything is making some values to the
Yeah.
platform. So that
Yeah.
is good.
I do see in India a lot of people, a lot of university, a lot of people going and talking to universities, and compared to
Exactly.
kind of obviously Portugal, I see it as well, but compared to obviously other countries, I see in India, it's a lot of
India.
mainly people like yourself who go back to wherever they studied and try to,
Eh,
promote,
ex-
the career they've taken. Very, very
ex-
similar to what we're doing with the podcast. You're obviously trying
Exactly.
to go back to where you studied, where something was not made aware to you. So you're trying to make it aware to other people, so it's an option for them.
Exactly. Because when you meet someone in person, right?
Mm,
So it will give some different perspective.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So definitely, there are lots of doubt from the freshers or the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
college-going students, right?
yeah.
What is out system? Everyone know .NET, everyone know
Mm,
PHP, Java,
mm,
right?
mm.
But this is out system. Something is different. So
Yeah, yeah,
I think it is making good values for the
yeah,
people those are interested to come in
yeah.
the field
And
of software.
also there's a market for it, like even though India has so many developers, there's so many clients struggling to find out systems developers in India.
That's the
Um,
fact. Yeah,
yeah,
that's the fact you can't ignore. I think within
yeah,
India,
yeah,
definitely the people are uh, very hard worker,
yeah, yeah,
they are
yeah,
talented, and they are doing well. They will
yeah,
put
yeah,
efforts. So that
yeah,
is definitely one thing we have. to appreciate.
Yeah, of
They are
course.
doing well. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
And
other thing I
yeah.
see in Middle East and
Mm.
some markets, their Middle East also the
Middle
out
East is
system.
growing. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Banks are using out
Mm.
system. When
Mm.
I came to know they are using mobile apps, so
Yes,
it is
yeah.
very interesting.
I
So many
found when the Middle East started to pick up, it was basically people from India going to Middle East, all the developers, and now slowly the locals are starting to. I can see a lot more developers coming out locally,
yeah, exactly.
Dubai and Riyadh and things like that. Where I think a few years ago, if we have a customer in the Middle East asking for a developer, I have to go to India or Pakistan or
In
somewhere or someone who wants to relocate.
yeah, yeah.
Where now there's kind of Egypt is another place where a lot of out
Another plus.
systems
Exactly.
taking off as well. So it's great to see even for you, someone who did it 7 years ago now, it must be nice to see that the it's like, for example, you, even though you went back home for a family situation, it was meant
Yeah.
to be. Because if that situation didn't happen, you'd be a
Exactly.
.NET developer today. So it's crazy how
Exactly.
I think everything happens for a reason, isn't it?
Exactly. Allah will do whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
We don't know, but that things will be happen for
yeah,
something,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that is good. Yeah.
And what would be your, I mentioned the low code haters. So, what would be your message to people who, don't believe in low code, just not convinced by it?
I would say just connect with me for 10 minutes.
That's the first time someone said that. Good answer. Yeah.
Definitely,
Yeah.
because when I go to this out system, so I thought there are so many things. Why I'm saying there is a reason,
Mm.
because there is first of all very rich out system community. Whenever
Yeah.
you will stuck somewhere, you will find the solution very quickly.
Yeah.
Within 1 hour, you will get so many replies on the community,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
So that's the one thing. Second thing is I told you our system is taking product from the expert and they are actually implementing them.
Yeah.
That is the
Yeah.
another reason
Yeah.
how our system is this much stable and picking up in other places in terms of
Mm.
other technology or low code platform, right?
Mm.
And I told you one recognition, right? That is also a one
Yes.
main reason
Yes.
our system take your contribution
Mm.
and provide your recognition, so that will be hey, boost up yourself,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
to do more and more. For
Yeah.
my example, first I appear in next step last year. I
Yeah.
gave one session, that is
Yeah.
my first time. Then I put some session there, I learned something, I do
Mm.
some wrong things also, right?
Mm.
Then this time also I put my I submit my one talk and that is selected again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it
Good.
gives me
Yeah.
the energy to do something
Yeah.
new, right? And
Yeah.
definitely you are participating worldwide in
Yeah.
next step.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
makes sense, and giving value to you also
Yeah.
means where you are and you are delivering something.
Mm.
So
Mm.
these are the things we have. That's
Mm.
why I told you means connect with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
one thing.
Yeah. You'll convince them.
Yeah, yeah,
But I
that's
guess it's good. You're right. It's in your career, recognition is like in sport when you win a trophy. It's
exactly,
all the hard work you've put
exactly,
in.
exactly,
It's appreciation for
exactly,
champion MVP. Just even I see people from the community just sending kudos to people on LinkedIn. Just
exactly,
little things like that, or next step, for
exactly.
example, like I said, you spoke last year. You're speaking again
Mm,
this year. That's something that a lot of people don't have confidence to speak on
ex-
those kind of things,
exactly,
and this is an opportunity for you to kind of get out of your comfort zone, do
exactly,
something kind of, that will help you grow. Because the more you do
e-
it, the,
exactly.
when we go back to face next step, you might be on the stage, you never know.
Even sometimes you will talk to the people and then you come to know, oh Salman, I know you.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
ask how. You think,
Yeah.
oh, I know you from LinkedIn or
Yeah, yeah,
somewhere
yeah,
else. So
yeah, yeah.
it gives you the little different feeling.
Yeah, it's great. And it shows that obviously, what you're putting out there on LinkedIn, all the posts you're doing, or people are following it. People are
Yeah.
reading it. Like I find when I in the beginning when I used to contact people for
Mm.
sales or anything, they used
Uh,
to know I do OutSystems recruitment. Now
uh,
when I do a sales call, they say, "Oh, you're
uh,
the podcast guy from LinkedIn."
exactly. That's the difference. That's the difference, actually.
So it's I think that's a good thing about if you keep talking about something again and again, it's gonna
Exactly.
stick. It's definitely gonna
Exactly.
stick.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the difference you will see when someone is saying, "Oh, Firoz, I know you from
Yeah, yeah,
podcast." Then
yeah.
you will
Exactly.
see
Yeah,
that
yeah,
it will give you a different feeling on that
yeah, yeah,
moment,
yeah.
actually.
And usually my answer is, and what do you think? And if they say they don't listen, I'm like, well, you should listen. Why are you not listening to the podcast?
Definitely. Definitely.
Good. That's great. So yeah,
Uh,
obviously, you're associate architect. You've grown in all the stages of, so far you're going in the right direction. We obviously like to talk about, your aspirations, what's your kind of career aspirations going forward? What goals have you, if any, have you set yourself that you want to achieve?
yeah, means in terms of the uh, designation wise, I want to be a solution architect or maybe senior solution architect
Yeah,
kind of things in future, where right now I'm not getting any opportunity to build a architect enterprise level, right?
sure. Yeah,
I can define a small architecture for
yeah.
10 module or 15 modules max to
Mm,
max in our
mm,
system, right? But I wish to define a enterprise level architecture
yeah, sure.
where millions of user is coming on your
Yeah, yeah,
website,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
And you have a performance issues,
yeah, yeah,
have memory issues, and
yeah,
everything you have to think about it because when I appear last year in interview in Meta,
yeah,
Facebook,
yeah.
yeah, so
Oh,
they are,
wow.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, last year I given one interview in Meta,
Mm,
so they are asking about data structure
mm,
and algorithm, right? So
mm.
that's the only thing. When I read something, I learn something in my college time,
Yeah,
10 or 12 years back, right?
yeah, 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 yeah,
When
yeah.
I refine this time, so it will give me the different perspective to
Mm,
think about stack, queue, and all. So
yeah,
they are main focusing on that only, right?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
that's why we can say millions of users are browsing Facebook and they are not
Yeah,
facing
yeah,
an issue, right?
yeah, yeah.
Google we have, Gmail we have, right?
Mm.
So this kind of things will give you that different confidence when you build
Yeah,
a
yeah, of
product.
course. Yeah,
Product,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's a
So
very large scale. So
exactly,
basically, you want more stress. Not a bad thing. It shows obviously you're willing to challenge yourself.
exactly,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. I want right now. If you ask me, Salman, what you are doing
Mm,
personally, so I'm doing some means right now we do not have that much uh, uh, things in our system for
mm,
web socket. If you
mm.
heard about socket
Yep,
programming,
yep,
we have
yep.
a share market, right?
Mm,
Share market where you no need to refresh anything on your screen and
mm.
every time you will get the real time data, right?
Yeah, sure,
So
sure.
I'm working right now some kind of POC
Yeah,
on a
yeah.
personal basis to
Oh, good.
that, yeah,
That's
to
good.
learn purpose, yeah.
And that's
And
that's the great thing about systems as well. You'll find a lot of people are doing their own little thing on the side
exactly,
all the time.
exactly, exactly. And definitely, once you are done with that, you can upload a forge
Yeah,
component,
of course. Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
Yeah,
they will definitely, they will, other people will use it, so
yeah,
they will
yeah.
feel better. No, your hard work is paid off,
Yeah, yeah,
something
of
like
course,
that,
of
some
course.
kind of feeling. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, of course. That's great. That's great. Well, I think that's a good note to end on. It was great to have you on,
yeah.
talk to you and listen, and I'll definitely make sure people reach you on LinkedIn if they've got a problem with our systems. And you need to add Forge Superstar to your LinkedIn.
Yeah. Maybe I'm having hundreds of emails. Maybe tomorrow
Yeah,
morning when I
exactly. Yeah, 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 yeah. No, thank you for
yeah,
taking the time
yeah.
to
Thank
come
you.
on. It was great to speak to you, and I'm sure people will enjoy listening to your journey and what you've achieved so far.
Thank you.
Thanks,
It's
Salman.
it's nice to meeting you, Firoz. Thank you.
And maybe we'll speak again in the future, and
Definitely.
when you're a senior solutions architect, maybe.
Inshallah. Inshallah, very soon. Yeah.
Take care.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Thank you for listening to the latest episode of the Low Code Podcast, hosted by iTrack Recruitment, global leader in low code recruitment. Be sure to subscribe and see you next time.